Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Coffee Talk. It's just Jeff and I this week. Chris is on holidays. We sent him away. We said go have some fun and take a breather because it's been a little while since he's had a holiday. So we get to hang out here. We're in a different location.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a new community that we haven't filmed in before. I don't know if you can see behind us. We can barely see behind us, but right behind us is all of that Mount Law
Yeah.
fire, and some amazing things happening back behind us. We can actually still see some smoke rising, and we actually just wanted to start today just by saying thank you so very much to all the volunteers, the firefighters, the emergency services, and all those people that kept our city safe and kept so many people safe. And we saw RCMP going through communities and helping evacuate Upper Glen Rosa and all of that. Our family was right on the edge of being evacuated,
Yeah.
but there's actually a handful of families from our church who were actually evacuated.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of you guys, and I think right by now, by the time you see this, you're back in your home, so that's good, and we're happy for you. But how is it? This is your first summer in
Yeah, as Chris calls it, the smoking noggin.
yeah.
We
Fire
actually
area.
watched this fire, and that's why I texted you, Kevin, are you okay?
Yeah.
We watched the smoke start from this small thing, and it showed up 4 hectares. The next morning, it was 800. As we watched the smoke get worse and worse, it got dark, and then we saw the fire. So that was the scariest that we've felt.
Yeah.
Living here now. It's okay, yeah, that's really close.
Yeah.
Kevin's family might be evacuated. We knew some others in the church that probably were being, and
we weren't even home at the time.
Yeah.
We had gone to Salmon Arm for a thing, but it's
Yeah.
crazy
It was.
when you come over that ridge and you see there's fire on the mountain, and to also be assured that that's scary, but actually it's kind of being taken care of.
Yeah.
There's people in place, and that's just what's also unbelievable is that
Mm-hmm.
people are dedicating what they do to
Mhm.
just taking care of all of that.
So-
It's just
so good.
crazy. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
thank you to all of you, and hopefully all of you that were displaced that are watching this, hopefully you're doing good. We're thinking about you and hope that you're doing all right.
Yeah, we also wanted to talk a little bit about last week. Tell us about.
Yeah, last week there was lots going on. The whole church building was used. I don't know if there was a room that wasn't used for something through that whole week, and that was pretty amazing just to be a part of Drama Camp again. And so really especially thank you to Lori Bourgeois and to all the volunteers behind them. We especially want to thank you guys for all of your hours and everything that you did to make that all happen. We really appreciate it, and there's a whole host of people behind you that even support you guys and what you do, and that's awesome too. Thank you to the kids. You guys did an amazing job, and Jeff, you got to see it again this year is a little bit closer to what it's been in the last few years than last year when we had to go outside and record it. But
No, it was really well done. We watched it from home, and I was amazed by your son and a few others that had all these lines that they memorized in 1 week, and just the creativity that went into it. It was just really good. Yeah. So
we love how it actually just challenges us to do something very different than our regular Sunday morning, and yet it's also a presentation of the gospel in many ways, both on the Sunday morning, but all throughout that week in the way that we are able to share devotions with these kids who some go to Lakeview and some don't, some go to church and some don't, and the opportunity to kind of live out that whole week together with those kids was really my highlight. I felt like I was back at camp again doing camp counseling, and it was awesome to just keep going. And yet the whole time you have this you have this presentation that's coming, the whole train
Yeah.
of everything
Yeah.
that's coming by the end of the week, and just some amazing stuff. And yeah, we love doing that.
Yeah, big thank you. Lastly, we wanted to just encourage you to be praying, especially in this season. We, like we're talking about, the fireworkers, the people that have been displaced by the fires right around us. But then we can move out, and we know that Haiti went through this terrible
Yeah.
earthquake, 2,000 people dead and thousands injured. Just so much turmoil there. Afghanistan, as the Taliban comes in. There's just a lot going on in our world that we just need to be praying for. And as you pray for Lakeview, we're looking at the fall. We generally have a new season of ministry that we get excited about, and it's such a weird time, as it has been for the last year and a half. But we want to be praying together for our community of believers that meet together at Lakeview, and through the ministries that we have as a body. How do we proclaim the gospel to each other, to the people around us? How do we live it out? How do we encourage each other? How do we grow in our faith? What does that mean that we do? And what does that mean that we don't do? How will it look the same? How will it look different? What is God's call right now to us? We have a unique opportunity right now, and we need your prayer, because we are really pondering what is God's call for now. It is different than any other time, and that means it could look different.
Unique in that this is your first September here,
Right.
Unique in that we're kind of starting to move into almost a sort of, but not quite, post-COVID society, right?
Right.
We're in smoke season. We're exiting out of, tourist season. We have all these different things. And you combine all that together, it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of vision and a lot of planning and stuff like that for our leadership. And so really you can be praying for leaders as we try and work through what the fall is going to look like, and like Jeff said, how we're going to engage our community with the gospel, because really that's the number one thing that we need to be about, is being the light of the world that Jesus has called us to be. And so how are we going to do that? It's going to look different. It's going to look different all the time in different seasons, and that's so good as well.
And we've been talking about being prayer-led, spirit-empowered, and it starts with prayer. So let's be praying together, and seeking the Spirit, asking where are you leading, and how are you going to empower us for that.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you Sunday.